Hi friends, behind me you can see here the Amazon flowers. It's a kind of small tree, you can see it. This is a white one, there are many colors of it. I don't know if it exists in other areas, but it's called the Amazon flower. In the previous videos I showed you how God led me to give me the Embrace the Amazon group of projects. It's not just one, it's a group of projects. Well, I saw things were happening and I saw it was time to start looking for money so we could get things together and start working. And I started telling people, friends, about all that was going on. And everybody was excited and said something like, you should go and talk to this politician. And everybody told me the same name. And I said, well, I don't feel comfortable for looking for politicians. Usually they are corrupt and they want more than they should get. But if it's the Lord's will, I will ask Him to bring that man to me when I go to the capital of the state, that is Porto Velho, the capital of Rondônia state in Brazil. I went there. I went to the Secretariat of Agriculture and Development of the state of Rondônia. And when I started talking to the head of the department, he told me, man, you should talk to this politician. And the name he mentioned was the same one everybody told me I should look for. And I told him the same thing. I don't feel comfortable, but if the Lord leads the way and brings that man to me, we can talk. We continued talking, and all of a sudden he started smiling. He looked at me, above me, and he smiled. And I asked, what's going on? And he said, look whom is behind you. And there was that politician. I never saw him. I asked his name. He told me his name. I stood up. I introduced myself and told him I needed to talk to him. We went for lunch. He invited me for lunch for us to talk. While we were seated, another man passed by and he said, hey, come, sit with us. Let's have lunch together. As soon as that man sat down, he told that politician, I have $150 million to apply in a project. But it's so different. They want things I never saw. Actually, what they want doesn't have anything to do with my department. I don't know why they sent that money for my department, but it's a good money. I have to use somehow, but I don't know how. Well, I found that was very interesting, and I said, I asked him, does that project has to be these characteristics? And as I started talking, he asked, who told you about this project, about the things they want me to do? And I told him, no, nobody told me anything. That was the project God gave me, and that I should start looking for the money. And I told him what was going on, and he said, well, you should go to my office tomorrow morning. I went there, and the next morning he asked the guy who was putting things together for the project to listen to me. He did, and he said, that is exactly what they want us to do. But you see, this is not what's going on here. Is that the money is available, but there are many political interests. There are many people that want to use that money for other purposes. If I were you, I would go to the head of the Bank of Development in Brazil, for Brazil. The headquarters is in Brasilia. You should go there and talk to the general director for the Amazon Fund. What you have in hand is exactly what they want to be done. So I told him, well, that's interesting. I have a trip in 2 days set for Brasilia. So I got to Brasilia, talked to the director. As soon as I started talking, telling him about the project, he asked, do you know the 2 studies the Brazilian government did regarding deforestation and also the solutions for that? And I told him, no, I never heard about them. Well, they were done about 10 years ago. Hundreds of highly qualified professionals, professors with PhD and doctors. There were hundreds of them. For over 4 years, they got together all the informations and set both documents. It's interesting that what you're saying is in those 2 studies. Are you sure you never heard about any of those studies? No, I never. Well, here in Brasilia, I am in charge of paying, making the deposit for the projects, but I am not the one who approves the projects. There is a team of highly specialized technicians, and in Rio de Janeiro you will have to go there and talk to them because they are the ones who approve. I am the one who pays, so you have to go there. And I told him, well, I think the Lord is really leading, because I am supposed to go to Rio in 5 days time from now. So I did. I went to those people in Rio de Janeiro, and the same thing happened as happened in Brasilia. They asked me if I knew anything about both studies. And after that meeting with that man, I went and looked for those documents. I read them, and believe it, what I wrote was inside those documents. I never saw them. I never saw them. You see, I never got those $150 million to finance our project because the man in Rio said, well, there is a problem. The only ones who can decide to finance your project are politicians. And you will have to go to the President of Brazil if you want to get approval. So I wouldn't waste my time if I were you. But at least I saw that the Lord wrote those projects. I knew it wasn't me. And if you read it someday, you will find out it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's unique. It couldn't be written by a person. It was impossible. It has to have the hand of God. If you want to see more about this and the other videos and what we're doing, please go to www.embracetheamazon.org www.embracetheamazon.org. See what is in there, all our videos, what we're doing and why, and help us if you will.